Wait, good morning, guys. We're on YouTube right now, streaming live. Again, if you're not watching, I don't know what you're doing. I was able to pass 3 challenges, currently funded $450,000 with Top Step. I did this all live on YouTube, trading every day live, give you the knowledge and the thought process behind my trades. Live right now. Tune into the channel, subscribe, join. Catch you on the live, man. We're on YouTube right now, streaming live. Again, if you're not watching, I don't know what you're doing. I was able to pass 3 challenges with Top Step. Give you the knowledge and the thought process behind my trades. Live right now. Tune into the channel, subscribe, join. Catch you on the live, man. Good morning, guys. We're on YouTube right now, streaming live. Again, if you're not watching, I don't know what you're doing. I was able to pass 3 challenges, currently funded $450,000 with Top Step. I did this all live on YouTube. Trade. All right, guys. This thing might just run away before 9:30 opening. Just give it some time. It's not trading advice. I'm just watching the markets, giving solely my opinions here. So don't take any trades based on what I say. It's my opinions and me just pressing buttons for fun. Not trading advice. Trading advice. Please do not take anything I'm saying as financial advice at all. I'm just watching how to read price action. That's it. All right. So start. So we have news coming up here in a second. Let's give it some time. Just waiting for some people to join. But I really feel like these markets are running away and they're running lower. I don't think we're going to get a chance for price to go much higher. We'll see. We have 9:30 opening bell that's upcoming in 15 minutes. And then we also have, I want to say 10 o'clock news. So not going to do anything till the next 45 minutes. I'm waiting till that news release comes out. But the markets look like they want to run away. I'll be real with you. I did take a trade, which I'll show you very shortly here on a 5-second chart. YouTube right now, streaming live. On YouTube. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just making this post real quick. Trying to get into using TikTok and stuff. So I'm just making this post on TikTok. And I'll start talking about the markets here very shortly. There's nothing to do. Again, no rush here. All right, guys. So I don't know if you're so far from the mic. I'm just making posts on my socials here. While I wait for 10 more minutes, 9:30 opening. I'll dive into what I'm seeing price do. The trade I did take. I did take two trades. One was losing, one was winning. In total net profit of I want to say $200-300. Let's just go to that and see. These markets, I feel like they're just gonna run away and take these lows. I think lower, lower, lower we go. Um, Perhaps I should stay in the trade, but who cares? So we see here for the day, up to 60. But I did take one losing trade. So, and this is pre-market open. I was just trying to. I saw something that was looked nice, took it, it fell, and then I took the trade again. Looked, when it looked better and made some money. So just very quickly here, I'm gonna go into this. For those that are here early. So if you look at my executions, based on the 5-second chart, let's just kind of expand this chart specifically. So you can see, I took a first sell here, which ended up losing. All right. Then I got another sell right here. Okay. And if I'm being real with you, it was really based off the 1-second chart. Sounds crazy, but because you can't really see nothing. I mean, there's no reason to get in here, right? There's no fair value gap here or nothing. But if you look on the 1-second chart, then yeah. But even without that, when price goes back to this fair value gap here on the 5-second chart, that is an entry. Okay. And I was expecting price to run out just these lows. So just a quick move from 19557 to 19, about 1930ish. So about a 20-point run, 25-point run. That's all I was targeting. But then there was obviously a 5-minute liquidity pool. So price hit that and then ran to a fair value gap. So that's when I took my profits. So very, very nice trade from here, 1953, 1920. So about like a 30-point run after taking the first, of course, loss here. But still net profitable. 1-second chart execution. You probably won't believe it, but it is what it is. So that's the trade I took this morning. And now we're about to go into. So yeah, that's that. Now we're waiting for 9:30 opening again. And then, as you know, we want to look at the economic calendar, right? Let's zoom out. 5-second chart's just way too advanced. I don't expect anyone to do this shit. But it is what it is. Let's erase this liquidity pool where it smashed that. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. Give it some time again. There's nothing to do here. Some of you guys are too itchy. You want to hear something. You want to press see a button press. There's gonna be buttons pressed as long as the entry's there. There's no rush on my side. Shouldn't be a rush on your side. As long as the entry is there, we will take a trade today. It is NFP week, so this week tends to be a little harder. Price tends to be a little bit more fickle. We've seen ways to make profit so far this week. So let's just keep watching. Price has to give us something nice. I'm not in here to just press buttons, just to press buttons. The trade has to make sense. Okay. What's wrong with this stuff? So I'm gonna do one other thing before we lock in on these charts here. One other thing I was trying to do here. Mm, mm, mm. Cool. Okay, I have a runaway market here. So go to the 15-minute chart. So we're looking at a 15-minute, 5-minute chart. We're just gonna be patient here. I think this market's already gone out. If I'm being real with you, just hoping on news to give us some type of volatility, injection of volatility, which might cause the market to run up high aggressively. If we look at what I'm expecting, to keep it very simple, let's go on a 1-hour chart here. We're just gonna start with 4 hours. Let's start with 4 hours. Let's start doing that more. 4 hours first. So 4-hour chart. I'm looking at this market and it looks like it's breaking down. Okay. We have this base here from previous September, 17th, September 16th, from that week's. Look at how price just kind of consolidated here and created all these wicks here. There's a lot of liquidity resting there. A lot of liquidity resting there. So I won't be surprised if the market, like, this is where I think the market's gonna go. Either this week or next week. I'm looking at this right here on the 4-hour chart, okay? Before to expand this. I'm gonna leave the 5 minutes showing because 9:30 openings on the way. I want to see how that reacts. But so this is what I'm looking at here, right? Ready went up higher, receive price, breakdown, goes to this fair value gap here on the 4-hour chart, breaks down again, and price slightly touches this fair value gap, right? And we see it breaking down. I would love for it to go here one more time aggressively. This is just what I hope for. And then find some shorts in here. I doubt that's going to happen. I think price might just continue gyrating lower. Now, if you look on the 1-hour chart, what do we have here? So 1-hour chart, what we have here is a lot of traders. What do you think they're going to do? Put right here. They're going to think this is a bottom. And they're going to have hope. And look to the left of the chart, of course. They're going to have hope that this is going to be, this area is going to be protected, right? They're going to try to accumulate more. If as price goes down there, they see this as support. I think price is going to run right through this area, right? So that's where my mind is really at. Like, these lows here are just too clean. Okay. So if we kind of just look at the 1-hour chart on its own, right? These lows here are just too clean. Now, what I would like to see, and this is what I would like to see, it doesn't have to happen. Can price from here
go all the way back up here and then start dropping. I doubt that's the case. I think we're going to have a lot of resistance. I think price is going to be held back by one, this weekly fair value gap high, this orange over here. I think this could definitely hold price and then potentially drop us lower. Because if you look closer, these highs here, right? They already got ran out by this move. So at this point, I am considering this up close candle. Then we have this down close candle. I'm looking at it as a swing high, right? And I want to see price. If it's going to trade back into this area, I want to see price get held back and then eventually make its way lower. That's how I'm looking at it. So I just don't subscribe to herd mentality where you see all these wicks. Everyone is going to have the stop loss here. Like the average trader is gonna think this is support. Everyone's gonna be buying here. They're thinking this level is not gonna be breached. I'm thinking otherwise. I think this slides through that and also through that 4-hour level. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Personally, that's how I'm thinking about the markets. I'm not really bullish at all. And then we have this 15-minute chart here. From a 15-minute basis, what do we see? Look at how this fair value gap exists. I'm gonna highlight this. To exit. It's really competing with something else, but see this fair value gap there. All right. Look how price has been respecting, right? When it went higher, when it went below it, it went lower, right? It failed to touch it, went lower, then we touch it again up here, and it drops lower. It's like, obviously, the fair value gap is influential. So as long as price is below this, I'm thinking lower prices. Now, I will take a long if, well, no, I won't do that today. I would say I won't, if it could, the market could start turning up higher. If we break above this level, then we can use that support and go higher. I'm not, it has to be a perfect setup for me to take it. I only say that because 9:30 opening is obviously down here. This candle open up the market, and then midnight open is right here, right? So at that point, for me to be taking a long is kind of going against my model, which I do break here and there. But for me to take a long, if price is all the way up here, right, just to run out these highs, I only take a long to run these highs. I'm still short overall. Will be me going against my trade model. So that's why I'm like, even if we do get above here, I'll probably just take it as a study. I don't know if I'll be intrigued to really try to take a. I really won't be. I'll just study price and maybe there won't be any entry. I'd rather see if it does go above here, right? Take out this liquidity pool and then start breaking down again. That's what I like to see instead. I'm not gonna go for any bullish movement today at all. So I'm not bullish at all. Don't want to be bullish at all. I'm just not bullish. I'm looking for lower prices. A lot of traders will have their stop losses placed here. All right. So it's closely here. 15-minute chart. So that's kind of the breakdown. That's what we're looking for here. So let's go to keep our view on the 15-minute, 5-minute chart. This is how I tend to like to look at price. 15-minute chart. And we have 5-minute chart. I also have this highlighted here. This is a 5-minute fair value gap. Similar to what we saw on the 15-minute chart. I'll just show you, just so you kind of not keep your curiosity. This 5-minute fair value gap is all the way, lost trade, you see right here. It's all the way from over here. Okay. There's space. Space between this candle's low, this candle's high. So I just extend that out in time. Look how price has been using the area. So over here we can cut through candles. We don't just, if price touches the area, doesn't mean that that fair value gap is of no value anymore. You see how price keeps on bouncing around the area, using it as support, dynamic support and resistance. So that's why I was even short to begin with. So again, if we are to take out these highs, which I think they're coming for that, if we are to take out those highs, I would love to see it start breaking down. And then perhaps I'll take a trade. We'll see. But no rush here to take a trade. That's the point. I'm just really watching. We're watching price. So let's see how this area might act as resistance. Right? Let's just watch that. And we have a news release again in 25 minutes. So about 24 minutes. There's nothing to do. Novice traders or people that are trying to just be here pressing buttons, they tend to ignore. They might see a setup and ignore the fact that there's news upcoming. The market is just going to play around, make people move left and right, have people thinking one way, then move another way prior to the news events. So it's probably just going to chop people up, right? Maybe take out highs, create some type of low, take out the lows. Like, the point is, you don't want to be trading for news. Okay? And we know that's there. A news event is there, right? As long as it's a red folder, again, you look on forexfactor.com, see what I'm saying? If the red folder or orange folder, you want to stay away from trading prior to that news, especially if you know it's very impactful. Like, we have ISM at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, pretty much New York time. So that news event is typically very impactful to price. And it's typically going to cause some form of manipulation, some form of a false move or an aggressive move to take out liquidity. And then we decide what we want to do from there. Prior to that, you don't want to be in this market getting chopped up. The whole goal is for you to figure out ways to keep your money and not lose your money. Making money is easy. It's about, do you have the ability to be patient to wait for your setup? Do you have the ability to not trade when you shouldn't be trading? That's another huge thing that I didn't mention in my video. I will talk about. It's about consistency. You need to get out of the habit. If you know a session doesn't work for you, for example, I trade New York session predominantly for the most part. 99% of the time, I'm trading New York session. Sometimes I will trade pre-New York, which I showed you today. I took a trade on there. But you saw I took a losing trade and I took a winning trade, only made $200. It's not really the best market for me. So when you understand what makes you, if you're a business and you understand what makes you the most money, right? If you understand, hey, if I buy in bulk, or let me use a better analogy. If you understand that you make more money whenever you buy your items, let's say you have a restaurant, whenever you buy your steak or you buy, whatever, whenever you buy it from Texas. When you're in Texas and you buy your steak or you buy your cows, whatever, you tend to make more money when it's time to sell. When we go to California, you make less money. Are you going to keep on making that trip to California to still try to buy and sell your cattle or your cow? Or would you just stick to, what, Texas is the market. So I'm just going to stay in Texas and buy my cow from there because I know my profit margins are way higher. And I know I would like to make more money when I'm in Texas versus going to California. So at some point you have to make a business decision and say, hey, if I'm trading the markets and I realize during London session, I don't make money or I struggle. But in New York session, I tend to make more. Once you understand that and you accept it, because I'll tell you this for myself, I used to trade. I might be out sometimes with friends, and hey, I get back home. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm like, you know what? It's London session. I might have had a drink or two already, which you shouldn't be drinking and then trading. It's like no drinking and driving, but you shouldn't drink and trade. Maybe I had a drink or two, right? And then I'll be like, let me press a button because I can make money. It's just an opportunity. I press a button, and now I'm in this trade from 1 o'clock all the way to freaking 4 o'clock. And it's not making any money. Or I take a trade, I take a loss, I'm like, I gotta get it back. And I get another trade and it just goes sideways. By the time I can just say, you know what, I'm just gonna put a stop loss. I always have a stop loss, but you know what, I'm just going to not even look at the charts. Put a take profit. If it hits there, it hits. If it doesn't, doesn't. By the time I go to sleep and make that decision, it's already 4 o'clock. And guess what? Now I gotta wake up again at freaking 3 a.m. I mean, sorry, 7 a.m. In fact, before that, 6 a.m. So I'm going to sleep at 5. Now I can only take a nap. So now guess what's gonna happen to my New York session? Terrible. So I'm coming into the session with a loss, then fatigue on top of that. And now I expect money to make. Now you think I'm going to make money in New York? Probably not. That's why you need to be consistent, as in choose what session you make the most money in. I barely even trade PM session, right? Unless it's really there. I like to just trade the New York session because I know like that's where I make the most money. Now I understand that if there's a news event at 10 o'clock, I'm not going to press any buttons until 10 o'clock gets there, right? Like I'm just going to keep watching price. If it gives me something, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You have to understand that. Come to that conclusion. As much as opportunity to make money, there's a hell of opportunities to lose money. So you want to just be careful and stay on the sidelines when you stay on the sidelines. The biggest thing that's changed everything for me is the mentality. Like I'm just not in a rush to take a trade. And I also pay attention to my breathing. When I realize I'm breathing a certain way, I'm kind of stuck in the rut. Like I'm just like panicking a little bit. Like, and I realize, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Take a step back, or at that moment, cut off the trade, or cut my position in half. Because I shouldn't be in a trade panicking. Of course, it's always, when you have money on the line, it's always going to be some level of like unease. But if you start breathing, you start tightening up a certain way, like you pay attention to these stuff yourself. For me, it's my breathing. I realize, okay, breathe a little heavier here. Like I'm definitely doing something wrong. I need to take a step back. I might be risking too much. Let me get back to that chill mode. If you're in the NBA, right, you play any sports, that's why when they go to free throw line, they take a deep breath. To get to the state of calmness, equanimity. Because then you can make better decisions. Then you can relax more, take your time, fill out the basketball, and then shoot it. You don't just get fouled, go to the free throw line. All right, I got it. You can probably hit a break. And these are the best of the best. They still have to take their time, take a deep breath. Understand that, okay, the moment has been maybe a little stressful, or their cortisol levels are probably high. So let's kind of try to calm that down by breathing. So these are all the little things. You don't want to be in a trade like breathing so hard, sweating so hard. Calm down. The market ain't gonna eat you. Okay. So again, we've taken out these highs right here. You can see the chart as expected. Now the question is, we still have 15 minutes, about 15 minutes to the news. So we're just gonna keep watching price. Nothing to do. Okay. Really, nothing to do here. Nothing to do. Say, don't worry about a thing. Because every little thing's gonna be all right. All right, so we're just watching price. Nothing here. It's taking out the highs. It's hitting the 20,000 level, which to me is a significant level of price. So we need to pay attention to see how price might want to react there. Let's just watch it. 20,000 level. And we also have this. Look on the 15-minute chart. You probably see before me. The fair value gap we're about to get to. I want you to look at the left of your chart. Do you see a fair value gap? Tell me if you see a fair value gap. I'm going to give you some moments. And then I'm going to point out the fair value gap in a second. Okay. So guys, the fair value gap, right? Look to the left of your chart. See this level right here? There's a 15-minute fair value gap right there. It resides by, previous weekly open. So a weekly candle previously opened at this level. So I'm really watching to see if price gets up here. I think this is where we're going next. If price gets up here, can this act as resistance? And if I see it set up here, I will take that. I will definitely take that and see if I can drive price all the way down lower. So I would love to see this. It doesn't really have to. Obviously, these highs are also in jeopardy. So let's keep watching. Perhaps maybe S&P, right? If the S&P 500 runs out these highs, and Nasdaq does not, then I'll be super inclined to take a trade here. And obviously, another thing, I'm not just gonna press a button because it goes in here. I need to see you break down a lower time frame. That's the essence of looking at the lower time frames. I have an area, key level, right? Fair value gap. I'm expecting perhaps a potential short there. So I need to see on the lower time frame is it breaking down. I'm not just gonna press a button because I see that. That's why in here, price is trading a level I call that significant, but price is not breaking down. So I'm not going to take a sell just because it goes into the area. So I want to see when price decides to stop, then it stops. Now, one thing we need to look at, we haven't looked at today, is the regular trading hours. Let's see where we are with that today. Let's see where we are with that today. So we have a gap in price. Interesting. So price, I'm going to highlight this. Boom. Day, opening gap low. We'll make it red because it's the current day. I just like to, just my preference. All right, and then we have, this is where price closed, up here. Yesterday. Red. Okay, so there's a gap in price that exists because price closed here, then open lower. Now we're getting this push here. So again, look on the regular trading hour chart. Look at these lows right here. A lot of people are gonna have the money there. And if I'm being frank, there's a lot of money resting above here too. So again, that's why we're gonna wait for that news event. Maybe price does want to spike into here and then start breaking down. But I think these two areas, we'll see what gets tagged first. If here gets tagged first, notice we have this fair value gap here. Regular trading hours. So if these high, if they do get tagged, they may not, but if they do get tagged, I'm looking for these lows regardless. It looks too sweet in there. Now obviously we have this right here eventually. You can see the gap I'm outlining here. Look at this huge gap in price here. Right? From this candle's close to this candle's open. So eventually I want to see if we can eventually fill that in. And if we do fill that in, probably going to take out these lows, in my opinion. So that's why you have, see this line here, remember? This is that level. From here. Look at how price is hitting off these levels. So if you don't have the levels on your charts, I don't know what you're doing. Either on your charts or it's written down. So that's why I have all these levels. They might look confusing, but they have labels on them. I understand what they might do to price, how they can act as resistance to stop price from going to a certain level. And that's why you might see a high here. All price does, it runs above it and comes back down. Use this place. I don't know what that was. Hope you guys can still see me live streaming. That was weird. My screen just went black. Okay. Super weird. Can't have that happen on the screen. Screen just went totally black. I hope you guys still see me. If not, sorry. I'm just gonna keep talking about these markets. And I'm recording anyways. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so look how I use this level as resistance, right? And then drops. So that's a real resistance and support in price. We have these lows here that I think are worth targeting, in my opinion. Okay, because again, if you look at this structure, this movement from here, we're in this range. This candle's high, this candle's low. Notice how this high here, look how it ran up aggressively, taking out these pools of liquidity. So, and then we now break down, we have some type of retracement and consolidation. You know, let's see what a 50% level is here. I'm just gonna take a measurement. Yeah, so the 50% of this range is coincides right with this new daily opening gap high. That in itself doesn't mean nothing to me. Just I want to see price go above 50% or at least be at 50% for shorts to be valid. And we've seen it go above 50% and then price drops. So let's just see what happens from here. I'm gonna go back to electronic trading hours. So again, in regular trading hours, you see all the gaps in price. So where markets open at 9:30 and close at 4 o'clock. So there's going to be a gap in price because there's still overnight trading. There's still electronic trading hours. And electronic trading hours shows the overnight trading. And we'll go back to electronic trading hours now. Okay. So this is the low again, the gap low. This is the high. So what have we done so far as price as the market is open? We traded high. What are traders going to do? Chase this higher. They see support here again. I already mentioned the support. They're probably going to try to chase price higher. Also, there is a high here that price was swept. So there's probably going to be a lot of buy people, traders that have breakout traders, where once the high is taken, they get in. Right? They wait for the market to break out, then to get in the trade. So a lot happened here. A lot of liquidity has been taken here. And we have the fair value gap that coincides in price right beside the new daily opening gap high. So that's the confluence there. There's overlay there. Now I want to see if we do gravitate towards here, can that act as resistance? And then start pushing price all the way lower. So until then, I'll just keep watching price. 8 more minutes to news. Interesting thing to point out, by the way, is that I'm looking at S&P. It did not take out this high here. So you remember how I tell you guys, whenever I see something like that, I'm expecting a retracement or a full-on reversal. So these highs there, just so you know, not taken out on the S&P 500. All right, let's keep watching. This movement we're seeing on Nasdaq is not being seen on the S&P 500. Just notating that again. So remember how I said it sees 15-minute fair value gap. Look how price ran above it, and I was using that support. That's how I wouldn't take longs there, but price can definitely use that to go higher. And then trade into the fair value gap here. You want to ask yourself what happens when that happens, right? Or it could just literally use this to propel itself all the way up here. He's not charging. Second. What's not charging? That was not plugged in. Oh. See that move there. Okay. See that aggressive push. So now let's look at these highs here. You might just want to take those highs. Some stuff here. Just definitely want to take those highs. I'm watching these highs right here. Seven more, or 3 more minutes. Good, finally. News event. Dollar's had an aggressive move higher since freaking the week started. All right. So look at that fair value gap. All right. Look at the how it's pulling back from this level so far. And it's up to nothing yet. It's about 2 more minutes. Oh, goodness. Oh, my. All righty. Say, don't worry about a thing. Because everything is the wrong way. All right, so look at that rejection so far from that new daily opening up high. So all this is foreseeing price action, right? We're saying it before it happens. But just stop pressing the button. Everything doesn't deserve a button press. I'd rather see you take out those highs, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe on the next candle, this would be perfect. Take out those highs and start rejecting, I would be happy to go short here. On this candle, if it takes out those highs and starts rejecting, right? Why is that? Because the 50-minute candle just started. So if it takes those highs, it might just wick. It might just wick. That's how the candle might end up closing. So, because notice the last candle still closing that 50-minute fair value gap. So I don't think we're out of that range yet. I don't think we're safe. So if this candle goes higher, I'd love to see it go higher, take out those highs and start rejecting. That would be nice. Mm-hmm. Again, this candle is going to the left, right? It's going to take 15 minutes to close. So by 9:15, that candle closed. All we've seen is one-way price action higher. They need to take out those. I would love for them to take out those highs. If they do, then I'll consider going short. If we have a lower time frame breakdown, so that's a framework right there. Bank. So some people might wonder, why don't you take those buys from that fair value gap you outlined on the 15-minute chart to take out these highs? Because I'm not trying to be bullish today. And I told you it was outside of my scope. Now, if you look at this, we're all the way above 9:30 opening price. We're all the way above midnight opening price. In my mind, price is a premium. If we take out those highs and start breaking down, I'll happily take a trade. And if I take a loss, I take a loss. I'm just not going to over risk, over leverage. That's trading right there. That's the logic. Show blessings one by one. There you go. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. I want to see this high get taken on this candle. On the next candle, this candle. Push for those highs. And if it keeps going, it could get nasty. If it keeps going, right? Once it takes those highs, it's going to take it. The market's not going to leave that there. The question is, yeah, it could just easily keep going. I already gave you the reasons why I want to stay short. Until the market proves me wrong, then I'm going to stick to that bias. I'm only going to short this if it starts breaking down. That's it. At this point, people are probably moving the stop loss high. So they're probably going to run it. Let's see what they can run it. Took out those highs. Sorry, trader. I'm going to get it up here. 2120. They don't have to do that. They've already done enough damage in my books. But they could just get to this level, which is just a standard deviation of this. See this move from here to here? It's just measured. Like it could go to 1.5 of that range. I'm just measuring this range to extend how far I think this can go higher. Okay, so we're taking those highs. Now, the question is, do we break down? Let's realize two things going on here. This news event happened. So the 1 hour candle just started as well. All we've had is bullish movement, right? 50-minute candle just started. All they have is bullish movement. So let's keep watching. Yeah, they're gonna push it higher because some people put their stop loss. Some people move their stop loss and they just want to squeeze against them to make sure they're out. Again, just remember I told you guys how this fair value gap, this 15-minute fair value gap, if it goes above it, you use that support and then push higher. First level we need to watch is this 15-minute fair value gap. The next would be these highs. So call it in advance here. Now what we're looking for is it going to break down? So if it does break down, where trade is going to put its stop loss? Below here, and ultimately below here, right? This is that whole level I told you guys about. This up the 1 hour chart on this liquidity here, it still exists. So it's there for the taking. If they want it. If we start getting back above weekly opening price, which is right here, then going in tomorrow, I'll change my stance. But it's NFP. So NFP, like, again, we're at the tail end. So NFP's tomorrow, all right? So automatically, you don't want to be pressing buttons aggressively here. That's just number one. Price can easily just start going higher from here. Because if we're being real, if you look at my Sunday markup, I told you how price is going to drop into a weekly fair value gap, which it did. I told you it's two levels. There's a weekly fair value gap above, which is up here. You can see the low end of it. There's one below. I said price is likely to, you can do either or. If it goes in here first, if it was to go into the weekly fair value gap up here first, then I would expect the price to then drop lower. But the fact that we've dropped lower first, we could then make our way all the way back higher. And you see these double tops here, it's equal highs here and here. If price starts going higher aggressively, then tomorrow on Friday, I won't be surprised if NFP runs out those highs and continues to bullish move higher. Okay, that's just me putting all the cards on the basket, right? Because that's very well can happen. Because again, we really want to derive our trades from the higher time frame level. So the fact that we dropped into a weekly fair value gap first, dropped lower to weekly fair value gap, and it's one that's also above price. Price can just use those levels as ping pong. That's what I explained on Sunday on my analysis, that if price drops into the one on the low end first, it can make its way higher. I'm only sticking with the shorts because I like the way markets have broken down. And I still think based on the 4 hour chart, we can see lower prices. But I have to wait for the market to prove me wrong. If it proves me wrong, then or starts doing something out of the ordinary, then I'll know that yes, we're definitely bound to go higher. So this you have to the markets are dynamic. As much as I can see something at a time, I have to pay attention to what's going on during trading hours. And I'm not going to be in a haste to then just take buys. Because the way I see it, honestly, being frank here, from what I've learned so far, I believe I understand how smart money trades. So they're just going to take price higher. They're eventually going to give it a chance or an opportunity for people to enter the market. If you know what you're doing, they're going to give it an opportunity. It might not be today. It could just be tomorrow. But the opportunity is going to exist. And right now, there's no opportunity to get into the market. I don't see any reason to get into the market for buys or none of that stuff. Nothing. So I will just wait for tomorrow for it to give a potential entry if we're to continue going higher. So if you significantly buy into all the sales that happen throughout the week, you need to look at those equal highs. I mentioned this on the 1 hour, 15-minute chart, 1 hour chart. So to make it clear here, let's kind of zoom in. Let's look at this as overall. Okay, so we still have all of this fair value gap here. This level's highlighted in blue, guys, comes from the 4 hour chart. Look at all this down post movement. I mean, yeah, selling. So if price today, it makes its way all the way back up here, right, where it's creeping towards these highs. Do not be surprised, and you should expect price then to make its way higher to take out these highs. I don't know why my computer keeps on doing this. Keeps on going black on me. That's so weird. Huh. I don't know if I'm still live. Like my computer keeps on going in and out on me. That's so freaking weird. Well, okay. I'm waiting for one of my other screens to load, but this is not good. I don't know what the heck happened here. Why this happened? Okay. So if we are to, anyways, keep pushing higher here, then we'll wait for tomorrow, see if price wants to give us an opportunity to then run out these highs, and ultimately these highs here and keep pushing higher. We're on election year, so election years tend to be bullish, so that everyone can, the incumbent, administration, they want to keep the market looking nice, so get voted in again. So this could squeeze against people that are short, and I'll be targeting these highs, which ultimately lays right where you see WFGL in orange. That's the weekly fair value gap below, and this is the high of that fair value gap. So, depending on how price wants to move here, if it keeps pushing, I'm not gonna buy because this level to me is deemed as a level I want to short. Price is way above midnight and 9:30 opening, so I'm not gonna buy. Even if it keeps going higher, I don't care. I'm not gonna chase price. It's a fool's game. Okay. So, anyways, let's keep watching this. So for me, the 15-minute candle, it looks like it's not gonna close back below here. I would love to see that. It's very aggressive here though. So breakdown take place, honestly. Oh, looks like it is. Okay. It's breaking out really aggressive again. So I would like to see it close within this range that is highlighted. That would be good to see. All right. Okay, look our chops. It's gonna be some evidence compressed here eventually. All right. Everything explained. Look how it's playing out here. Now those on jeopardy, but it's not giving me the opportunity that I like. It's moving so fast. Oh man. Here it cannot restart on me again. That's it's moving super fast. Yeah. It's so fast. I can't even do nothing with that, if I'm being real. And I move for a while. Huge. I'm gonna sell right there. It's my mouse. Everything's going wrong. My freaking other computer logged out of trading view. Like, what's going on here? Being attacked. My enemies. Be careful on the phone. Show this rest here. Okay. So 5 more here. Okay. So now we're gonna put our stop loss right here. I need to trade on my other account. This is what. Oh, I didn't sell. Fuck. Yeah, guys, I'm dealing with 3 accounts and I'm pressing all them manually. So bear with me. Okay. My stop loss. Right here. I might have to reassess this. Moving a little bit too quick for my liking. Make sure I'm gonna put it there. Okay. A little higher. Sorry, guys, a bit close. Really want to put it up here if I'm being real with you. Okay, guys, I'm put it up here. I'm not moving this, but I see something that could still keep price at bay. Put it right there. All right. So having multiple accounts could be a headache sometimes. So I'm trying to see if this breaker can hold price back. Ideally, I want to see the whole price back. Like right here. It should have gotten way higher. Kind of mad I got it. That's kind of a bad entry from here with you guys. But let's see if that can hold price, that'll be nice to see. Like ideally, if I'm being real, I'm not gonna move it much further. But depending on your comfort level, your stop loss could be right here. Really above, right above here. Let me show you where I want to put it right here. Right here. It's really more than I wanted to risk if I'm being real with you. When you have multiple accounts, the only thing that bothers me is I tend to like have to cycle through a lot of accounts at once. But anyways, this should drop. Let's see if this drops all the way low here, right? This is where we're going to target. Let's see if it even gives us that movement. Okay. Risk more than I want to risk if I'm being real. If I'm being real with you, I might just cut that position in half just because I don't like the entry too much. It's gonna drop, but just more of like the entry, or at least I believe it's gonna drop. Trading 10-second charts and 30-second chart, it takes a lot of focus. Great deal of focus. That's why I'm not talking much anymore. I'm trying to make sure everything's aligned as I see it. I think it's going to be a major drop here. See, watching price, see what it wants to do here. Even adjust this stop loss if I'm being real with you. At this point, I don't want to see that come over here. Okay. At this point, I don't want to see prices get back to these highs. So now I feel better about my stop loss. Okay. Let me adjust that on my other accounts here. You guys are probably like, how the fuck does he know all this? How do I call all of this ahead of time? Come on, bro. You got listen. If you're not, I gave you the whole fucking logic. All right. You guys see this happening in your face. Like, come on. You should be lost for words. Same way I'm lost for words right here now. In your face, I thought it was gonna happen. So at this point, I can take out bread. I can close that trade if I want to. But because this is what I'm looking at right here. And I might just get out just because. I don't really care anymore. Like, you guys are seeing the logic here. In your face. I'm pressing buttons. 30-second chart. Now, granted, only thing that could have been better was, in my opinion, my entry. I didn't like it too much. So at this point, again, if you depending on who you are, you could take profits right here. But I think we're going for those lows. Price can adjust all the way. If I'm being real with you, it really can. Because when it's 5-minute fair value gap right here, this could be a barrier in price. And it could come all the way back up and actually knock me out. Just so you know. I'm only holding on because I believe there's a lot of liquidity resting here and here. If it comes back too much, I will get out the trade. But that alone is proof right there, right? You could easily have taken money here when it ran below these lows into this fair value gap, because that's the level that could stop price from going any lower. I'm just holding on longer because of my experience. My experience also tells me I know I'm taking a risk of not making any money at all, because this could easily start climbing all the way back up and knock me out. It really could. But my stop will be way tight. As if it keeps pushing aggressively, then I'll dynamically manage my stop loss. Maybe I might even get out before it hits my gets back to my entry. I want to see price push lower here. Actually, I should have been gone. That's a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm actually fighting a 15-minute fair value gap. I actually don't like this as much anymore. I just realized what's going on here. I'm fighting a 15-minute fair value gap. That's not good. I don't like fighting fair value gaps. Okay. So I don't want to see price get any momentum to go higher. For it to go lower. I don't want to see any momentum higher. What I don't like, I'll tell you this is right here. These lows have already ran out on the S&P 500. So we need to really start pushing lower if we're going to go for these lows. I think we will, just because every trade is tracing is higher. But again, my only reason I'm now a little bit reluctant, we did trade into a 15-minute fair value gap. And also you see a 5-minute fair value gap to the left. So this could cause a whole retracement. And I just won't make any money today. So it depends on what are you willing to do. Are you willing to risk it? Are you willing to just? I can take half off right here if I want to. That's what I might just do in a second here. But I'm watching to see if this holds the price at bay. This new day opening gap high here. So unless it really starts going above that aggressively, then I'll consider differently. I'll just stick to the trade. If we get an aggressive punch above here, I might just consider closing the trade. And this is where trading is like painting. You have to decide what you want to do. You could get out right here and be satisfied. We're up 1,200 right now. So it's really up to you. My chart's not loading. Blessings, one. Okay, what am I watching here? I'm watching this fair value up here. Just for a moment, right? Let's kind of look at this chart here. 30-second chart long. The way you think everyone has a stop loss, right? If you were buying in this accumulation high, where would your stop loss be? Some will put it here. That's why I say you can take money here for sure. Some will put it here. That's why you can take your money off there as well. You can really close out a trade. I can close a trade if I want to. Some will put it right here. And then some who have bigger nuts, I guess, put it right here. I'm going for those with bigger nuts. No did it. But this is where I want to target. But I easily get out here. If I'm being real with you, I'm a little bit uneasy just because this is a 15-minute fair value gap. And I don't like fighting against those. So you see this fair value gap right here? This space here? That could easily push price higher. It really could. It really could push price higher. But we're just holding off here, consolidating some. That's why I'm not really panicking or nothing. Just watching price here. Why is my chart not? I'm actually annoyed here. Oh goodness! Now my computer doing the same shit again. We don't have time for this. Something's being weird here. My computer's not letting me. I hope you guys are seeing this because my computer's going black. The screen's going black and everything. And I don't know if you guys are seeing what's going on, but I hope you are because this is a beautiful illustration of looking at price, knowing what you're doing. This could be the move right here. I want to see if it wants to push lower here. Again, what are we rejecting off of? This new daily open gap low. We hit it, and what we hit? The high. Look at the rejection so far. So nothing is telling me to close. Bro, my charts. What the fuck? Are you serious? Okay, guys, this is an attack. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. I am super convinced. I'm getting attacked. This is crazy. All right, guys, something weird is happening. So I might just have to fill that as trade because this is not reasonable. This makes no sense. I don't know what's going on in price anymore. Why is this happening? They don't want to see. I don't know if you guys can still see what's going on here, but this is crazy. Like I'm getting attacked left and right. Charts are shutting off. Like, what the fuck? I just have to close this trade out because this is not ideal. This is crazy. Might as well close out this whole trade because I'm getting lost in this sauce. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but this is weird stuff going on here. I'm just gonna close out this whole trade. This is not fair. I'm so confused now. Fuck, man. Okay, where are we? Am I logged in still? This account. They are not trying to let me breathe. I start trading live and then oh, this starts happening. What the fuck? See how this can just throw you off your game? I'm thrown off right now. I won't lie to you. I might have to end the stream because I don't even know where. Dude. Alright guys, I'm just gonna end the stream.